One of the most common questions I hear about the carbon tax in Canada is, how much does it cost me?
Sometimes it's difficult.
Because it's very, very too expensive.
I think it's kind of crazy to be giving back money when why put it on in the first place.
So let's cut through all the uncertainty and just try to solve this little math problem, starting with how much is the carbon tax? The tax is really a charge on fuel, and this is a list of fuels where you pay the carbon tax. The second column, how many extra cents you pay per unit. But, well, let's say you don't find yourself buying a whole lot of aviation turbo fuel or naphtha, which I don't actually know what that is. We can condense this table to show the 4 fuels that are probably more familiar to you: gasoline, light fuel oil, aka diesel, propane, and natural gas. So just an example, you've got your cute little car, you're filling, let's call it a 50-liter tank of gas. As of April 1st, the carbon tax is about 17.6 cents per liter. You do the math, you're paying an extra $8.81 for a full tank. Let's do the same calculation. Let's call it for diesel fuel, let's say 100 liters, for an extra 21.4 cents a liter. That's the carbon tax as of April 1st. You're paying an extra $21.40. Home heating is the other big fuel expense many of us have. The good news, if you get your heat from hydroelectricity, there's no carbon tax on that. If you use home heating oil, you probably live in Atlantic Canada, you get a 3-year pause on the carbon tax. But natural gas, how much you use to heat your home, really depends on the size of your home. This is a pretty small one. But according to government figures, the average Canadian who uses natural gas at home uses around 88 gigajoules, or expressed differently, 2,400 cubic meters of natural gas. That's per year. At an extra 15 cents per cubic meter, thanks to the carbon tax, that's an extra $360 per year, or that works out to about $30 a month. So that's the quick and dirty on what the carbon tax costs you directly. What about how much you get back? So every 3 months, in January, April, July, and October, you get a quarterly rebate from the federal government, each covering 3 months worth of payments. The short answer for how much you get back is just look at what you got back. Some people get checks mailed to them. Most will get a direct deposit. When you check your statement, the government is trying to get banks to all call the rebate the same thing, the Canada Carbon Rebate, but banks do what they want to do. And historically, we've seen these rebates labeled as EFT deposit from Canada, or Canada Fed, or some combination of these words. But here's what that looks like for the 8 provinces who pay the tax. You can see the larger your household, the more money you get back. And it ranges at the low end from $95 for a single person living alone in New Brunswick to $450 if you're a family of 4 in Alberta. The key here, though, is that the amount you get has nothing to do with how much carbon tax you paid. It's a flat amount. So imagine someone who doesn't drive, doesn't barbecue, heats their home with electricity. They might not pay any carbon tax at all. And every 3 months, they get a big fat check. The people who pay for that check, in theory, are those who consume a lot of fuel and pump a lot of CO2 into the atmosphere. They're paying a ton of tax, and their rebate will be comparatively small.
We are incentivized to substitute away from those things if we can.
The estimate from the government and the Parliamentary Budget Office is that most Canadians, as many as 80% of us, will earn more from the rebate than we directly pay in carbon taxes, especially because the size of the rebate keeps going up in lockstep with the size of the tax. But is that the end of the story? Not a chance, because we need to ask, what does this calculation miss? Let's turn back to the Parliamentary Budget Office. Now, this is a lot of numbers. I get it. But what you're looking at here is a chart of who comes out ahead based on income. Income is factored in because the more you make, the more they figure you spend in fuel. Bigger car, bigger house, you get the idea. And they use 2030 as a reference here, by the way, because that's when both the tax and the rebate top out at their maximums. But let's add some color. So if you live in Alberta and you're in the bottom 20% of income earners, the PBO estimates this whole carbon pricing scheme will make you $870 a year. In fact, the lowest income earners in every province are expected to make more money than they spend. This is also true in the second quintile of income earners and most of the third and fourth. It's only the wealthiest 20% of people who are expected to pay more through the carbon tax than they make back in the rebate. And I actually haven't seen too many people dispute these particular numbers.
I mean, it's not a matter of belief, it's a matter of data. And that's what our StatScan data tells us.
So what explains then the opposition leader, Pierre Poilievre, when he says things like this?
They're pouring more fuel on the inflationary flames with a April Fool's Day carbon tax.
Critics point out that no matter how you horse trade dollars and cents, the carbon tax makes fuel more expensive. You pay more at the pump. You just do. And when prices go up in a broad way for a broad set of people, that's inflation.
So the carbon tax plus what's been happening to money has driven up prices and caused an increase in inflation, which is coming back down. But it's certainly the case that if you were to remove the carbon tax altogether, you would see somewhat of a reduction in prices.
What hard data evidence do you have that the carbon tax is a major significant driver of inflation in Canada?
So what data do I have showing that the carbon tax drives up the cost of living? Well, the Bank of Canada. So the Bank of Canada, the governor has already said that the carbon tax contributes to inflation.
Yeah, so he's not wrong, but this is misleading. Turns out the governor of the Bank of Canada did weigh in on this exact point last year. And you know what he came up with? Very squeaky marker, 0.15%. That 0.15% of the inflation rate at the time, that's how much was directly attributable to the carbon tax. So yes, Poilievre is correct. Any increase in price raises the cost of living, but in this case, seemingly not by an appreciable amount. And of course, this ignores the fact that most of us get that extra money back eventually. So this argument that the carbon tax drives inflation, pushing the cost of living beyond reasonable limits, doesn't quite hold up. Or does it?
We know very simply when you raise the cost of the gas and diesel that our farmers use to produce the food and that our truckers use to ship the food, you raise the price of the food itself. Somebody has to pay that price. It is magical thinking to suggest that you can raise energy prices on businesses, farmers, and workers without raising inflation.
So now we're hitting on the wonderfully messy, murky territory one must wade into when we're trying to gauge whether individually you and I pay more or less thanks to the carbon tax.
He has a point, it's just founded on a bunch of inaccuracies.
Poilievre's point is founded in part on a second major finding in the Parliamentary Budget Office, which I'll show you. In this set of calculations, the PBO tries to work out not just the direct cost of what we all pay for the carbon tax when we buy fuel, but also the indirect costs of more expensive fuel making everything more expensive.
So if you're economizing on your use of energy, then your other inputs into your manufacturing, your production process are going to become less efficient, less productive. So if you reduce the productivity of labor, the main driving force behind wages is labor productivity. So if labor becomes less productive because it's got less other outputs to work with, then real wages are going to increase more slowly or go down.
So let's add in the green and red. This is the very different picture critics are talking about. The average Canadian emerging a net loser.
Oh, it seems like it's going higher, always.
Well, it went down a little, so I'm happy about that. But other than that, I mean, yeah, it's a lot.
But again, according to these experts, this doesn't account for a few really glaring things.
the fuel that farmers use to quote unquote produce the fuel, most of that fuel is exempt from carbon pricing. And so 95-ish% of on-farm emissions are unpriced by any of the federal systems.
Farmers, fishermen, truckers, who all bring us food, will be paying more and passing on those prices at the grocery store to Canadians who are already starving.
Between 2021 and 2023, that bump up in inflation had almost nothing to do with the carbon price. That bump up in inflation happened in countries that don't have carbon pricing. It happened in all kinds of countries, and it happened for reasons completely unrelated to the carbon price. So I completely understand why people in the upper 20% of the income distribution are saying they are worse off economically or financially, okay? That's correct. But the second part of this is, keep in mind what we're trying to do.
The point I hear again and again is that even if the government's price on carbon does end up costing Canadians some above zero number of dollars, setting that as the bar for what makes a good or bad plan to fight climate change doesn't really reflect reality.
We are trying to slowly over time transition our economy from one that's incredibly emissions intensive. I don't think it's fair to compare a carbon pricing world with a world where we just don't do anything about climate change.
You know, when we talk about the PBO reports, it's really important to understand that those are not carbon pricing versus a bunch of other stuff. It's carbon pricing versus nothing.
All initiatives cost taxpayer money, whether that's through a carbon tax, subsidies, industry incentives. Like, the government sneezes and that probably costs you money. But carbon pricing, I mean, that's in your face, right? You pay it every day. So it makes sense that it really hits a nerve. Is it a net loss to your bank account? Maybe. Is it a greater net loss than any other comparable plan? That's less clear.